Hi, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tenacious Bees podcast. I'm Kayla, and every episode I will be hanging out with my good friends Nona and Julia, having some drinks, while they tell me a story about one of our sisters through the centuries. This week I got to learn all about Hecate. She is a super badass Greek goddess. Loved her. It was kind of interesting because I knew some things, but I didn't really know until we got into it, and I got reminded, and all these things that I kind of had information floating in my head started to piece together. There's just a lot to her. She's got a lot of different things about her that are just super, super cool. I really hope you guys enjoy this episode. Thank you so much for listening.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tenacious Bees podcast. Tonight we're going to be discussing Hecate. Now, what does Kayla know?
I mean, not a lot. You guys are very good at picking people that I've really never heard of before. I don't know how you're finding these people, but I mean, wasn't she like a goddess or something? I can't think of what.
Hey, look at God.
Oh, thank you. I know. One of them I have a mild fact, an inkling, but I couldn't tell you Greek or Roman or anything like that. But I've definitely heard her name.
Kayla!
Ooh!
She was Greek. Well, like she was still Greek.
Yeah, those are like the two main,
As Greek as a Greek
sanctioned
god can be.
gods. But cool! Greek goddess. All right, I'm on board.
So she's not like originally from Greece, but that's where all of her like lore and stories come from. Her name could be from the Egyptian goddess of fertility Hecate, which is Hequet.
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah. And she's the goddess of fertility and childbirth.
Okay.
She could also potentially be from Thrace or Anatolia. We don't know, like, they just, like, stole all sorts of gods, like, and goddesses from all over. They're just like, hey, we're in your land, we're taking your gods, now they're ours, cool, bye.
Greased.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That was that thing.
That makes sense.
That was the Greece thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, her Greek origins tend to say that she's the daughter of the second generation Titans, Perses and Asteria.
I lived on Astoria Lane when I was a kid.
Astoria, Oregon is dope.
I mean, wasn't she like a goddess or something? I can't think of what.
Hey, look at God.
Oh, thank you. I know. One of them I have a mild fact, an inkling, but I couldn't tell you Greek or Roman or anything like that. But I've definitely heard her name.
Kayla!
Ooh!
She was Greek. Well, like she was still Greek.
Yeah, those are like the two main,
as Greek as a Greek
sanctioned
god can be.
gods. But cool! Greek goddess. All right, I'm on board.
So she's not like originally from Greece, but that's where all of her like lore and stories come from. Her name could be from the Egyptian goddess of fertility Hecate, which is Hequet.
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah. And she's the goddess of fertility and childbirth.
Okay.
She could also potentially be from Thrace or Anatolia. We don't know, like, they just, like, stole all sorts of gods, like, and goddesses from all over. They're just like, hey, we're in your land, we're taking your gods, now they're ours, cool, bye.
Greased.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That was that thing.
That makes sense.
That was the Greece thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, her Greek origins tend to say that she's the daughter of the second generation Titans, Perses and Asteria.
I lived on Astoria Lane when I was a kid.
Astoria, Oregon is dope.
Nice.
There are like other couplings that it could be, but that is the most common. She has a daughter with Porcus, and her name is Skyla.
Porcus.
I'm pretty sure that's how you'd say it.
I'm sorry, that's just so bad, Porcus. That's like a really shitty thing to name a kid.
It probably is something really cool in Greek.
Yeah, probably. I'm just thinking of like the little
Yes.
little tubby kid.
Makes me think of pig.
Yeah, exactly. Or like porpoise.
Well,
A
unlike
dolphin.
this potential porpoise gentleman, Hecate is actually like a really pretty chick. She's often seen and depicted carrying 2 torches, wearing like this like flowy white dress. And she's shown sometimes as 3 women, like standing with their backs like against each other. She's also like there's statues of her out there that are her with 3 heads. Or she's like a serpent or a hellhound. But all these different depictions like tie into her being.
There's like a threes thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
I remember that.
So there's one that's a 3-headed woman. There's one. Sometimes it's literally just like a 3-headed one of the animals associated with her.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite is a woman's head, a hellhound's head, and a serpent's head. Like, how terrifying.
That's pretty fucking
Bro.
scary.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Well, it all ties into the fact that like these were symbols of her being like a guide to people, because with her 3 different heads that she could see in 3 different directions, right? So that, not only means like in front of you, behind you, to the side, but it also meant on 3 different planes in the Greek world, in the mortal, the Olympus, on top of the mountain in the clouds, like where the gods chill and hang out.
Underworld.
And the underworld. Damn,
nice.
Kayla!
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
But it also represents...
That was just an inference. That's all that was.
It also,
nice.
Insinuates her seeing the, past, present, and future.
Uh-huh.
Not to be mistaken with the fates, though.
Yeah, there's the three fates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's different than them.
Okay, because that might have been, I was having like imagery in my head the whole time we were talking, and I think I might be thinking of like the 3 fates symbolism instead. So
right.
I'm glad you said that.
Right, yeah, it's more so just like for her seeing in all different directions and then being able to like take everything in, which will ultimately lead to like her other like powers that she gets.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's crazy. She gets worshipped as so many things. She's the goddess of all sorts of stuff, but it like changed and adapted so much, like not only throughout her like major influential time, but also like until modern day. But she started off as the goddess of birth, wilderness, and witchcraft or sorcery, and then she came to gain other associations as a goddess of the sea, sky, and earth. So like pretty damn important too.
Yeah, all of them are 3s.
She was really heavily associated with the moon as well.
Uh-huh.
And nature and all types of herbs and plants, but specifically anything poisonous, which you guys know, like, I'm all about.
All about that.
My favorite stop that I ever took in Ireland was at Blarney Castle. They have a poison garden.
I know, yeah, you showed me all this.
Every single plant has, like, a whole placard all about it. And I literally took, like, an hour and a half and read every single one.
Dude, I can only imagine going there with you. Like, I love you.
That would be... You guys will be like, I'm gonna go see the entire rest of the grounds
and we'll
and
catch
come
you back
meet you
when
back
you're done
right here.
3 of them. Seriously.
Oh, poison ivy, I know that one.
So speaking of herbs and stuff, related to Hecate, for this episode's Patreon, we're offering at the $3 level. We created mixed up a gin-based cocktail that's pretty damn delicious, and it comes on a beautiful printable recipe card. At the $3 level, if you do sign up for that, my husband, love him, also did an art piece for us. It's so amazing. For subscribers at the $5 level, and at that level you get that and the recipe card. You get to make the drink it with us, and some extras about the episode. Get some inside knowledge that you wouldn't otherwise have. I think it's very fascinating that the Greeks had a goddess of witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool because, in almost every religion, it's witchcraft is fucking blasphemous. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Because that's, an example of you being your own god.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just very cool that they were like, no. Somebody blessed them with that. That's neat. Even though I don't know if it exists. I don't know. But
yeah, it's a cool thing to think about.
It's a cool thing to think about regardless, and the fact that they weren't just like burner, like freaked out. They were like, no, you're gifted.
Yeah.
Same way as someone with like a green thumb, you know.
Yeah, dude.
It's super
It's
cool.
really cool. She really favors people who are into botanicals and like botany and stuff. Um, so besides poisonous plants, she also likes yew, garlic, and any type of mushroom.
What is it?
A
What's
fungus.
you?
It's a tree. It's like a really bendy, flexible tree.
Yeah.
Yew tree.
It's like a reed.
A flexible
Reed
tree.
Yeah.
Like it's like thin and the wood is not like hard, like super hard.
Okay.
People can make like, I don't think it's strong enough for bows.
Like,
Like, it was
okay,
used for
so,
like
like-
making baskets and shit.
Like the
As far as
actual
like
wood was.
Harry Potter ones,
Yeah.
like a walnut is really hard and inflexible, but
Mhm.
yew would be very bendy and
No, okay, that
flexible.
makes more sense. You gotta think small with that, because I literally was like picturing a windstorm and an entire tree just being like, wow, wow, like to each side. I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me, it was a flexible tree. what was it doing?
Some yoga.
No, okay, yeah, just smaller increments. Okay.
But yeah, although she deals in poisons and scary animals, she's also known as a healer and protector of everything newly born.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I think I like her. She sounds great.
Is that what you thought about Lilith?
Like at first. And then you guys said like the whole like baby stealing thing. And then I was like, so I'm waiting till the end now from now on to form my opinion, but I think I like her.
She is also the goddess of necromancy.
Wow. Like
But-
that, it could be useful.
So
Sometimes.
her like animal associations, she has a lot. But her most common like depiction with animals, other than the head thing,
Mm-hmm.
is with her in her like lovely young lady form with the two torches, and she has two black dogs, like one on either side, and two white swans at her feet.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Pretty interesting. And then she's also known to be like familiar with dogs and hellhounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like black dogs specifically are like her thing.
Mhm.
She loves them. So Jackson boy.
Oh, Jack's boy.
She's also known to associate with snakes, snorting bulls, hydra snakes, and fire-breathing horses. And this associates her with the four elements, because the bull is air, the horse is fire, the dog is earth, and the hydra is water.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's also like obviously really heavily shown with the lanterns and torches and all sorts of stuff like that, which shows like
Like a guide.
she's a guiding force, even though she is associated with like nighttime and darkness and spookiness. Like she's the person that guides you through all that.
Where, I mean, like, where does that originate? Do you guys know? Like, as far as the guiding thing goes? Okay, great. Because I, you know, like, you guys said that a couple of times, and I was like, great, awesome.
Foreshadowing.
But I didn't really see why.
Like,
Foreshadowing.
So actually, the depiction of the lanterns comes from her story of Hades and Persephone.
Persephone's Hades' wife, right?
Yeah.
Kayla!
Look at me go.
So, besides the sun god Helios, Hecate was the only one who saw with supervision what happened when Hades kidnapped Persephone.
Uh-huh.
By supervision, it's like she saw into the underworld that Hades, like.
Because she could see the three planes.
Right,
Yeah,
so
it
she-
wasn't like she wasn't physically there.
But she saw everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she guided Demeter to find her missing daughter. When they found her in the underworld, she became Persephone's companion and was also given the title Goddess of the Underworld. She now has the ability to just willy-nilly hang out whatever realm pleases her, and Hades is a big fan of Hecate as she keeps Persephone happy and not too lonely while she stays in the underworld.
Okay.
She's also mentioned in reference to the battle of the Titans and the Olympians, and she was the only Titan to side with the Olympians, therefore keeping her powers. Zeus loves it so much that he gives her the power to grant whatever she wants to take from humans and whatever she wants to give to humans. So this is why everybody takes special care to like worship her and make sure that she's super happy all the time, because she could give you every wish that you would ever possibly want. She can give this only to humans, not to other Titans.
But she can take whatever she wants.
Correct. So a lot of people they would worship Zeus. They'd want power and they'd want to rise to the top.
Well, and there's
But they'd also worship Hecate just in case she wants to take that power away.
Just in case. Well, and also
And
too,
throw
like,
the thing on the side.
there's such a possibility of abuse of power there, especially if that's something you truly wholeheartedly believe in. Is like she's there, you never know. She could literally do whatever she wants.
Well, that's
So
why
I
you gotta
wouldn't.
keep her happy.
Yeah, you gotta
Happy
keep her
wife,
happy.
happy life.
Exactly.
But
Happy
happy
Hecate,
goddess.
happy.
Tecate.
But that's why she's depicted as with the lantern, because she guides.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Demeter into the underworld to
That's
find
fucking
Persephone
awesome.
and to help everything out. And since she goes down there and goes in the underworld, like, she's got to bring.
She's like, I'm fine. Yeah, she's.
And they're going in caves.
What's the river? River of
Styx?
Thank you. I was missing that. But it makes sense. She has to have her lantern down there guiding everything, because that's what I was missing. Is I was like, I've seen the depiction of like the guide and everything, but I've never gotten that aspect. I never really knew why.
Well, did you ever hear the story of Hades and Persephone? Kind of like a little. I mean, that was super big.
No. I have very vaguely. It's one of those like things in your brain that you know.
I mean, you knew they were married.
No, I knew that Persephone was Hades' wife, and because she was Zeus's daughter. Whose daughter? She was Demetra's and
I think it is Demeter and Zeus.
I think it was Zeus as well. I think she was Zeus's daughter.
I mean, fucking everyone
And-
is Zeus's kid.
Yeah, assume like everyone's Zeus's kid. I'm Zeus's kid. We're all Zeus's kid. But no, I think that I know is that Zeus had some type of. It's not Zeus. Sorry, Hades had some type of like leave is the best term I can think of up to Mount Olympus. Like he was there for some reason, and he was just like infatuated with Persephone. Is that not what it is?
No.
Because I knew he like kidnapped her.
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
So she's just like hanging out in a field one day, just like, la-di-da, picking some flowers. I'm beautiful Persephone, goddess of spring and loveliness.
Right.
And
Yeah.
la la la. And then Hades just like is watching her, and he's just like, damn, I need that.
Right.
No one ever likes me. No one ever wants to be my girlfriend.
Or be my friend, dude.
Or even my friend.
I got
Everyone's
nobody
just,
down
like,
here in the
mean
underworld.
to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even mean. I just happened to be god of the underworld.
Right.
What happened to happen? It was circumstance.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
didn't
even
ask to
a
be
dick.
born here.
It's like kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's just like, fuck it, taking her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was like not in the underworld for some reason, and he saw
He can
her.
go up whenever he wants.
I didn't know he could. I thought he got like banished or something.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he was like still chilling.
That's
down
just
there.
his realm.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like,
well then, yeah,
everyone's
but
just
yeah,
kinda
he like
mean
saw
to him.
her and was
It's not like the
I
movie
gotta have
Hercules
her,
where like he's like
and took her.
banished
That's
out.
literally
Like
probably-
that's probably
where all of my like ingrained knowledge
From
from
Hercules.
Hercules. Hercules, just like it's all just that's on a loop. But no, that's okay. That's what I was thinking though. Is he like saw her, gotta have her, kidnapped her, and then there was something that happened with Zeus. I think that was just like, well, fuck you, Hades. Like,
So Demeter went on this whole search led by Persephone.
led by
Led by
Hecate.
Hecate.
yeah,
And it got to the point where they were just like found her and were so frustrated and everything. And Zeus was like, all right, Hades, give her back, man. Like, if she hasn't eaten anything, okay, Hades. If she hasn't eaten anything in the underworld,
yeah,
give her back.
mhm.
So he's like, ha! She ate 4 pomegranate seeds. Gotcha.
Yeah, because you don't have to eat, right?
You don't have to eat.
You don't.
They're
They're
gods.
gods. They
Yeah.
just
Yeah, it's a
chose to.
choice.
They chose
So
to.
she's like chilling. She's like, yeah, I mean, I guess I
I
can
guess
have some
why not?
pomegranate seeds.
like
You know,
4. Like
you're kind of cute.
that's a lot of pomegranate going to waste. 4.
But so she has to stay there with him for 4 months out of the year, which is winter. So
That's why there's.
So she goes down to the underworld and everything.
yeah, and then
goes-
for those 4
there's no
months,
spring,
Hecate
there's no-
goes
everything
down.
dies.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's when
wow.
Hecate and her are hanging out.
Fascinating.
Gal palling it up with some face masks.
That's so cool. They both have petty spas.
Hades is getting in on it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude, I like to think that the most accurate depiction of Hades is the one in Hercules, like minus all the being banished and stuff, but just the like sassy, like
yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I want to be
so
Hades
much.
for Halloween this year. And just, like, put all my hair up.
It's a good one. I'll be Heat Miser.
Fantastic.
Yeah, her reputation as a powerful, like kind goddess of nature and healing was for sure tarnished when Christianity started to take over. Shocker!
Imagine that. Wow.
But the Christians decided to demonize her and cast her as just like an evil, hag-like witch. They portrayed only the aspects relating to like sorcery, poison, necromancy, darkness, and they just like completely tried to erase all the parts of her that went along with like herbalism and safety and guidance and like childbirth and
Fucking classic, dude.
Yeah.
God damn it. Why?
Yeah.
That's so frustrating.
Like even in Macbeth, there's a character based off her who's like a spooky old long-nosed witch hunched over a cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
Which, this all led to her being just like tainted in most people's minds or just lost.
That's messed up. Took one man.
Yeah, dude.
One man ruined her whole fucking reputation. That's so sad.
It's crazy though, because there actually are like a lot, like for her only being referenced in those two small instances that Julia talked about, like that's it. But she's referenced in them in 22 different versions of each one. And like, how crazy is that there's that many? Yeah. Most of what we're quoting comes from a Homeric version, like from Homer.
Right.
Like a Homeric set of poems.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, like Homer Simpson. But modern groups today actually still worship her. One group is called the Hecatean Witches, and they're trying to revitalize Hecate's good image and bring her like back into a better light, so she's not seen as such a negative person.
Mm-hmm.
They practice spell work. They utilize herbs because remember she's known for like all of her different herbs.
Right.
They do meditation, prayer. A lot of different things to connect with Hecate.
Mm-hmm.
Many witches have altars that are covered in like black cloth, candles, and like, dogs. That's why you see like black dogs also as like a symbol. I mean, not really like a huge symbol, but
Sirius Black.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Honestly.
All I thought was doing this research.
They also have black tourmaline, a stone which she favors, wine, food offerings. Unfortunately, some people do like animal sacrifices for her, which we absolutely don't condone.
Don't think we do. Please don't.
But people go to a lot of degrees in finding ways to try to gain her favor because she can grant you whatever she wants.
Right, whatever.
And a lot of people actually believe that she like comes to them and they speak or they have
That's
like
crazy.
interactions in whatever way, And
wow.
It's pretty intense.
That is super intense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
people
honestly,
really cool experiences.
Like I guess she had some not so great associations, but like as far as gods go, she seems pretty well rounded.
Yeah.
Good
and bad.
Yeah.
She's relatable.
Like a very human god.
Yeah.
It's a weird way to say that, but so like if I was born in ancient Greece, I'd probably be about it.
For sure.
That's super cool.
Yeah, people are actually starting to worship her holidays again, which include Deipnon, which is the dark moon, and this is also called Hecate's Supper.
I've heard that before. Yeah, not until recently, but I read it on Facebook or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she's honored with prayers, hymns, and incense, so she will help you cleanse the unwanted aspects of life and bring in the new ones with the new moon. And this is a celebration of her darker sides, as the moon is completely dark. And this is the most common time to like worship her crossroads aspect, which is really, really common and we didn't mention much throughout the episode, but like crossroads are like a huge thing for her. but not a 4-way crossroad, a 3-way crossroad. So like where it like meets at a Y like that.
Okay, yeah, that makes it like a fork in the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It's the threes and she's like a guide.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's also a goddess of doorways. So like tons of people would have statues and like depictions of her in their doorway to like ward off evil and invite her good spirit into their home.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Neat. That's really awesome.
So then there's also Newmania, which is a different form of the new moon celebration. And this one's a domestic holiday, so like housely duties, like preparing yourself, setting up for the month, things like that.
That seems nice. That's something that I could get behind for sure.
Yeah. Cleansing your house.
Yeah, just like, all right, let's face this month ahead. How can I succeed this month?
So you just kind of like do a meditation to her.
That's
or, like,
really
sing
nice,
a song
actually.
To her or something, and then you like focus and you spend the day like getting yourself together for the month ahead.
That's really cool. Whoops.
Yeah. So then another one is, the third one is Hecate's night, or Hecatesia, on August 13th. And this is the day to praise Hecate and give her offerings so she wouldn't send storms, because she's associated with like air and the skies and the sea.
She's associated with everything.
Yeah. Not ever specifically storms, but like still.
It was just something she could do.
Yeah. So for this one, you always have to leave an offering at a crossroads. And back in ancient Greece, it probably was some animal sacrifice. But nowadays, just bury a bottle of wine in the middle of a crossroad, late at night, under the moon is best, from what I've heard on some videos,
Man, that's hard to
do. Yeah,
goodbye, bottle of wine. I don't need you.
You either have to do that or like pour the whole thing out.
Oh,
and,
no.
Do a meditation with it, so.
I'm out.
Hey,
I thought I was in. I'm out.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, like, you think they have wine where she's at. I don't know.
During the Hecatesia, they also do like processions with torches, and people ask for healing during the procession. And then she's also worshipped during Halloween or Samhain.
Okay. Interesting.
So, like, when is Hecatesia?
August 13th.
Oh, okay.
So the other two are on the new moon every month. And there are 2 other holidays, like one is associated with the full moon and one is associated with the small crescent, or there's the fully black, the full moon, and the small crescent. But I don't know. Those were the ones that I had the most information on. But yeah.
But August 13th, so we're supposed to bury a bottle of wine at Crossroads?
Yeah. And pray to her for like healing and.
I'll do it with my back turned so I don't
not storms.
think about the wine we're burying.
We'll just get a cheapo.
I know, but I drink it. No.
Did you hear all about her?
You know what she can do to you, Julia?
Nice, like at least California.
Like probably something nicer than I would
Riesling.
put in my own body. A Riesling.
I don't know. I think she'd like red.
My girl. I would be fine with that.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Hecate would like white or red wine?
Oh.
Let us know.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
No, just to them.
To those guys. Cool.
Well, thanks for joining us on this little journey through the very dualistic goddess Hecate. Hope you guys have a great night and come back for some more mysteries. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed that episode, you should give us a follow. We are Tenacious Bees Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also subscribe to our Patreon page and get an amazing art piece from Justin at Brushbomb on Facebook and Instagram. As always, this episode was spoken, edited, and recorded by Julia, Kayla, and Nona. All musical contributions are done by Staple Milk. Come back soon for some more mysteries.